Motherson Sumi reported a 12% dip in its third quarter numbers. You don't usually see MSSL do that. But what have been the key highlights of the quarter gone by, and how would the outlook ahead be like? To answer this and give us a fine print of the earnings for the quarter gone by, joining us on the show is the Chairman Vivek Chaand Sehgal. Mr. Sehgal, good having you. Thanks so much for joining in. Can you take us through the quarterly performance, especially SMR and SMP, and also what kind of adverse euro impact was seen for the quarter?
Actually, the sales are up on a consolidated basis 36%, and the EBITDA is up 21%. We have some very strong growth in all across all the segments. SMR has also grown very well. There is a forex impact of about approximately 16 million euros, but that's a one-time thing anyway. SMP has done phenomenally well. It's 18% up quarter on quarter. Your Kecskemét plant, the Hungarian plant, was inaugurated by the Prime Minister of Hungary, and as well the Tuscaloosa plant. Yesterday we did the Greh Pravesh for that, so everything is coming out well. Zilaltepec, the Mexican plant, is doing better and better. So all around, it's a phenomenal story. It's a good story.
Okay, in terms of new capacities, you recently commissioned a new plant and have announced opening of 3 new plants as well. Can you elaborate on the expansion plans? You seem to be on a continuous spree of expansion.
There are, I think, there are 3 plants in India. All 3 of them, 2 of them are wiring harness, and 1 is, I think, wire plant. Germany, there's 1 new plant. In Hungary, there are 3 new plants. USA 1, and in South Korea, we have 1 new plant. So these are the 9 plants that are coming up in different stages of completion. With this, almost we can say the capex cycle would be over for the current orders that we have in hand. Of course, as we get more orders, if necessary, we will set up more plants.
Okay, we've seen increased copper and commodity prices. By and large, the trend has been upwards. How did that impact your performance? What's the outlook ahead?
Yeah, definitely our performance is that much subdued because we have a 3 to 4 months time lag between the time the copper goes up or comes down, and we have to give it back to the customer or take from the customer. Well, in this case, definitely our PBT and all that will do better because we will get those compensations coming from the customers.
For the standalone business, Mr. Sehgal, how do you see the scenario shaping up with these new plants coming that we spoke about? Can we expect double-digit sales growth for the standalone domestic business?
Absolutely, and why not? Motherson's story is not about growing, one particular product or something. We're getting more and more products, and that actually allows Motherson to grow ahead of what the growth in the Indian domestic this thing is there. So while the automotive industry would go 3, 5, 10, 15%, Motherson is always a multiple of that because we are increasing content per car. So India's story is looking great. You can see the numbers coming. It's amazing numbers, and automatically we keep getting more and more share of that particular thing because we are supplying our existing products and also getting into new products. So very exciting time for India as well.
Okay, and lastly, for the non-automotive business, electric cars, parts, opportunity, what kind of strategy and investment plans are lined up so that you can meet your 2020 to 2025 goals?
So we are doing what we call putting seeds into the ground for these particular businesses in electric vehicles and things like that, because the car makers are giving us some traction, but it is not really going to happen today or tomorrow. So all these particular things are things which are going to happen between 2025. That means the next 5-year plan. So for 2020, our growth is all about automotives, and it remains there. We have done some very interesting investments for non-automotive side. But believe me, in 2020, we will still be about 95-97% automotive.
Okay, of course we believe you. Mr. Sehgal, thanks so much for taking the time out and joining us today, and all the best for the quarters ahead.